Neuroscientists recently discovered that several apps trigger reward anticipation milliseconds before your finger moves, due to learned microcues embedded in color shifts, contrast pulses, and scroll momentum. These cues activate dopaminergic pathways in the ventral striatum in the same predictive pattern observed in cocaine-primed lab animals. In controlled trials, volunteers showed spontaneous dopamine spikes simply from hearing the faint thumb-on-glass sound, even with the phone switched off. AI models inside major platforms now track neural fatigue signatures, inferred from blink timing and micromeasurements of fingertip pressure. Once your arousal threshold drops, the feed covertly shifts to content types statistically known to cause microrage, because anger sustains dopamine release longer than amusement. Internal leaked UX reports describe this as frustration-based retention. A hidden mechanism behind compulsive scrolling is the phantom reward echo, the neurophysiological afterglow normally found in gambling addiction. Every swipe creates a tiny prediction error in the midbrain. Algorithms exploit this by injecting unpredictable bursts of novelty at irregular intervals. Brain imaging studies reveal that this cycle induces patterns similar to those seen in subjects undergoing early-stage opioid dependency. Ultrafast content exposure alters subcortical emotional circuits even when the user claims they are not paying attention. Researchers found that during rapid feed consumption, the amygdala responds to emotionally charged elements the conscious mind never registers. In experiments using subliminal threat cues embedded in 50-millisecond clips, stress hormones surged despite participants reporting, "I didn't see anything." One of the most disturbing findings involves microvibrations. Notifications use frequencies that stimulate mechanoreceptors linked indirectly to the locus coeruleus, the brain's primary norepinephrine hub. This raises physiological alertness for up to half an hour, creating a persistent low-grade fight-or-flight state. Several sleep clinics now document patients with insomnia patterns triggered solely by evening notification pulses. Infinite scroll design hijacks ancient foraging instincts. Humans evolved to stop searching when the effort becomes too high, but digital feeds eliminate effort entirely, trapping users in an endless reward horizon. Behavioral economists call this a metabolic loophole, meaning the brain never receives a signal to disengage, similar to a lab rat in a zero-cost pellet dispenser. Some platforms use front camera microadjustments, not full images, but sensor-level changes in light reflection, to infer facial tension. From that alone, algorithms estimate emotional volatility with startling precision. In internal testing, models predicted the exact second users were about to quit the app and immediately inserted highly stimulating posts to pull them back in. Heavy social feed exposure disrupts the temporal processing circuits responsible for tracking duration. MRI time perception studies show that subjects exposed to high-density content streams lose up to 30% accuracy in estimating short intervals. This distortion mirrors effects observed in subjects deprived of circadian cues deep inside Arctic research stations. Short-form video consumption shortly before bedtime leaves the hippocampus trapped in high-frequency gamma activity for hours, sabotaging memory consolidation. Students in a controlled sleep study who watched algorithmic feeds for 20 minutes performed as poorly the next day as subjects who were partially sleep-deprived. The brain simply could not complete synaptic downscaling. The most alarming discovery: predictive algorithms can now anticipate user behavior up to 5 seconds in advance by combining touch patterns, micropauses, screen light reflections, and historical behavior maps. This allows the system to deliver a dopamine-optimized piece of content precisely when the brain is most vulnerable. At that moment, the platform isn't responding to you, it is steering you, guiding your next action before you consciously decide it.